you're getting outside, you're getting out of your house. We have a pheasant hunt every year at Comanche Pheasant Club, and it's great getting out. I'm the only veteran on the board, so I get both sides. I get to be on the board. I get to participate in activities. So it's fun. It's fun getting out there, getting some exercise, even though it's freezing cold in February. But it's great. It's a great time with everybody.
This is huge. My friends over at Warfighter Overwatch are also doing this same kind of thing, and getting these veterans a place where they can congregate, come together, relive war stories, and that camaraderie again that they felt when they were actually serving is vitally important.
Yeah.
So introduce me to one of the other folks with Rec for Vets that you brought along here.
So we have our board president, Darren Butler, and he was involved with Purple Heart Anglers from the start. So he's been involved for a long time, and I'm really glad that he decided to go on the board again and is involved. He's a great asset to our Rec for Vets.
Hi, Darren. Welcome. Welcome to Do Not Talk.
Thank you.
Politics, but right now we're talking about saving some of our veterans and giving them a purpose.
That's exactly what we're out to do. You guys talked a lot about it. It's the camaraderie.
Can you give us an idea of what it's like? Maybe share a story that really stuck out in your mind of one man or woman who came along on one of these trips and the effect that it had on them in a positive way.
So I'll give you my first experience. Back in 2012, I was asked to volunteer for an event that we were having, a fishing event. I knew nothing about the organization, and I showed up with my boat. It was a piece of garbage, basically. I mean, I drove down the road and the road was falling. It was flying out. It was in pieces. And I didn't feel like I was worthy of taking veterans out fishing because I just bought the thing. So we went out. I wound up taking the last 3 veterans that they had. My wife stayed behind. She worked the barbecue that we had that day. We got out there on the water, and fishing was horrible. And I turned around at one point, and one of the vets that I had on board had pulled their line in and was just sitting there. And I asked, you all right? Is everything fine? And she just said, I just don't want to fish. Do we have to fish? I said, no, you don't have to fish if you don't want. I even offered to take her back to the dock if she wanted to. And she said, no, I just want to be out here on the boat. And the other 2 vets that I had, they both agreed that they didn't want to fish anymore and said, can we just go for a boat ride?
Nice.
And that right there to me. And then when we got back and I talked to my wife, who she had at the time, there was a World War II female veteran who had come out, and all she wanted to do was sit in her wheelchair and look at the water all day long. And it was hearing that and knowing that it's not about the fishing. It's not about what we're actually there doing. It's more of being together and just being out together and spending time for these veterans to spend time together. It doesn't matter what they're doing. And us providing an outlet for them to do that. If we go out and they don't want to fish or they don't want to hunt while they're out there, that's fine. It's just a matter of getting them together. But that's the thing that hooked me from the first event that I did, was they didn't care about any of that. They had a blast. I took them for a ride on my boat around the Delta. Like I said, the boat was falling apart. They didn't care. They don't care about those things. It was getting them out for a day on the water, something that they don't normally do, and with fellow veterans.
I'm so glad that you all didn't stop when the founder died last year. It would have been easy to go, well, we did some good work, and all right, everybody, see you later. But you didn't. You took it, you restructured it, and you kept the ball rolling, and you got a whole list of how many veterans do you have who are now signed up to participate in these kind of things that you do at Rec for Vets?
Well, that's one of the issues that we have is when we went to the new organization, we did not get the sign-up sheet for veterans. So all we have is our connection right now through our website and through Facebook. So we don't have very many veterans. I've got over 200 volunteers that all I have to do is send out an email and say, hey, we're doing an event on this date, and they're going to show up. We just don't have the veterans, and that's our big push right now is to get veterans signed up so that we can make them aware and reaching out to different organizations that we can get in contact with them. I mean, we're coming up next week. We're going to be at the International Sportsman's Expo, and our biggest thing there is going to be signing veterans up, making them aware of what we do, letting them know, hey, look, we're back. We're back. We have everything we need to start scheduling events. We just need you guys. So that's our big push right now. We don't have that many veterans signed up. So our push is to get more.
Did you hear that, Joint Training Command, Army Training Command, C5, STRATCOM? Did you hear that? Did you hear that? The units that I'm affiliated with and associated with, get this word out. Share this show. We need to get some veterans benefiting from this kind of work. I think it's great what you're doing. And you got an event coming up real soon. Katherine,
Yep.
You got Art there with you. Can he fill us in on what you got coming up? Art Moore.
Yep.
I don't want to talk.
He is. I'll tell you. So we have a pheasant hunt at Comanche Lake Pheasant Hunt. Pheasant Club in Comanche.
Hang on for a second, for anyone who doesn't know, Comanche. This is in Calaveras County. If you go to Lodi down Highway 99, if you're coming from the Sacramento area, this is Northern California. Take 99 down, and you just cut through Lockford and stay on. That's 12, isn't it? Stay on 12, and then follow Lake Comanche.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
So it's the Lake Comanche Pheasant Club, and it's going to be February 25th at 8 o'clock, and we'll go out to the field about 9. We can have about 12 veterans, and the hunt is completely free. It's donated through one of the breeders, which is wonderful. We'll have breakfast there. And I also wanted to bring up, the Rec for Vets, especially the getting together with all the veterans. We network as well. I have a lot of, contacts for helping people get to, a higher VA rating. And we tell each other different things and get phone numbers, and hey, if I know something, I'll email or text them, and vice versa. So it's not just about the camaraderie, it's about networking, helping people. Well, I don't know how to do this. Well, I do. I can help you with this.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah.
A community.
For sure.
Building a community with somebody who had one at one time and might now feel all alone.
Right.
You're not
Right.
alone. Never think that. You're always surrounded by people. You just haven't met them yet who have your best interest at heart, and vice versa. And to use the ultimate cliche, sharing is caring.
Definitely.
So let your fellow veterans, let your fellow military and service members know. And if you want to be a volunteer as well, that's very admirable. But right now, it sounds like you need some people who have actually served to be able to benefit from the programs that you're doing. If you're not a hunter, if you don't even have a shotgun to go on a pheasant hunt, am I still able to come along?
Absolutely. You can just let us know, and we'll bring a couple extra guns for you. Got to have a hunting license, though, unfortunately. So if you don't hunt that often, you do need a hunting license.
Charlie dropped out.
Oh, no.
Here he comes. Charlie.
Sorry about
Where
that.
did he go?
Sorry about that. Okay. Let's pick it up then from me making that same statement again.
That's in there.
I have a shotgun. Got a couple of them. but you know, not everybody does. So I just thought it might be important to know this is all about the camaraderie and building a team and building a support network.
Yeah.
Don't ever think that you're alone. You're not. There's so many other people who have had the same kind of experiences as you. You just don't know them now, or you haven't met them, or like some friends of mine, they've lost some of their members when they were serving overseas in units, combat veterans who have taken their own lives. And they just feel more and more alone and more isolated. This is terrible. It's not necessary to sit there and languish by yourself. Get involved with the Rec 4 Vets, and it's REC, the number 4, then VETS.com. Org. Good. That's it. Thank you. That's important. Don't put it in .com. So it's REC, rec as in recreation, the number 4, and then vets, VETS.org. When is your pheasant hunt coming up, Lake Comanche?
February 25th. It's a Sunday.
Okay. Now, if you're watching this show and it's already passed by that, then please follow through, because they're doing that. You got anything else coming up after that?
Yeah, we're planning a camping trip to Collins Lake, and that is up by I believe the Yuba River, Yuba County. So they have full hookups there. We have a fifth wheel, so we'll take our fifth wheel. We always have great fishing there. We just took four veterans at the end of December, and they caught 8 fish. One of them was an 8-pounder, 8-pound trout. They have some great fishing at Collins Lake.
8 pounds, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Darren, thank you so much. Have you gotten a better boat now, or do you still have that same rickety thing?
So I've got the same boat, but I went ahead and I spent over a year completely restoring it and remodeling it, and it works for me. But to be honest with you, since that event, I've only taken it out in 10 plus years with the organization. I've only taken it out on one other trip, because I've been so busy doing the organizing and making sure everything's all set up. Because what
you don't need anybody with a boat. You got somebody else, or do you need somebody with a boat to help out with these things?
Well, like I said, we've got over 200 volunteers. Most of them have boats. If somebody does want to volunteer, if they have a boat and they want to volunteer, they want to get on the list, they can get a hold of us and get signed up. And when we have events come up, I'm in the process right now of scheduling, as Katherine said, the Collins Lake. And then I'm working also on scheduling one for Brandon Island this spring on the Delta up out of Rio Vista area.
Oh yeah, I know the area.
So I'm working on those right now. The biggest issue that we have in scheduling is there's at least 4 other organizations that are doing events from the end of March through the end of April. So it's picking and choosing and figuring out who's doing what on what day so that we can squeeze in, because they're all established and been around a lot longer than us, and we don't want to step on their toes. And organizations like the California Striped Bass Association, a lot of their members are volunteers. So we have to make sure we're not scheduling on the same date that they are.
The beauty of that, though, is, again, to all veterans, there are a whole lot of people out there who have never even served, but they still respect what you did and want to help. Katherine has served. Darren has not, but yet look, they're working together synergistically to give us a way to get together and to experience some closeness and friendship again, and establish that, yeah, there are people outside of your service and your time in the military who do care and do want to do things with you and do want to be friends with you, regardless of what you think. Well, I don't have anything to offer, or I'm a wounded veteran. I mean, you got to make accommodations for that, right? Have you had anyone show up missing a limb?
So the old organization, Purple Heart Anglers, that's all we served were disabled veterans. So we've had people show up that are missing limbs. We've had people that are in complete wheelchairs. We've had some that are actually. We had one gentleman who was actually still in a hospital bed, that we were able to get out onto a boat.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
we have great volunteers. I've always said this from the beginning that without our volunteers, and a lot of our volunteers have served themselves, but without our volunteers and what they do, we can't do this. I mean, they come out, they show up, they help load people onto the boats. They take care of them all day out there on the boat, no matter what their disability may be. Even if they don't have a disability, they take care of them out there. So we do everything that we can to accommodate in any kind of disability.
That's some good soldier care. Thank you very much, both of you. Anything you want to leave us with before we let you go?
Yeah, so I just wanted to say that we are a 501(c) nonprofit. All the directors, everybody that is volunteers, nobody takes a cent. Any donations that we get are strictly for the veterans. We also, every year, we do Alaska. It's called the Trip of a Lifetime. We take, how many did we take this year, Darren? 8?
We took 8 this year.
Yeah. So we took 8 veterans to Alaska for a week of fishing. Everybody limited out every single day. They took home how many pounds each?
It was about 70 pounds each of fish.
Of salmon, yeah. So,
wow.
You know, I would have gone this year, but I was on a 2-week trip back east. So hopefully I can go at some point. That would be fun. Yeah. So yeah, we're 100% volunteer. Nobody takes a salary. We're not like and some other veteran organizations that, you know, the CEO gets $1 million a year. Sorry, Darren. So yeah, we're 100% volunteer, and we're always looking for donations. If you can't volunteer, please donate. It would definitely help us out, and you can donate through recforvets.org. You can get all of the updates on our Facebook page, which is just Rec for Vets as well. Please like and follow. You'll be updated on, you know, Collins Lake. We're going to put the pheasant hunt on there as well. You know, come out and see us and say hi. And we'll be at the Sportsman Show next week, the 18th through the 21st. Come to our booth, sign up, say hi. You see our faces. I'll look just like this. So come and say hi.
That just gave me a whole new opinion of what you're doing. It's next level now, because you're right. There's one very well-known veterans, supposed to be for wounded vets, organization that I have written off completely for that very thing. All the waste and all the people at the top making so much money. And I found out of some of the insider info going on. The media doesn't even report on that stuff either, unless it's a Christian organization. Then they love to go after them. But the point is, there's a lot of dirty ones like that who the ones at the top are doing very well, and they get a bunch of volunteers and act like they're doing. They're salesmen. They're used car salesmen. You don't take any money at all. I did not even know that going into this. I just know Katherine Rogers, and I like and respect her. So anytime we can help you here on the show, you let us know. In the meantime, go to Rec for Vets. That's REC as in short for recreation. Rec and then the number 4, then Vets, VETS.org. Yeah. Thank you, Darren Butler. Thank you, Katherine Rogers. Thank you, Art Moore, for not coming on. We'll see y'all in a second. I'm Charlie Simons. This is Do Not Talk. And support your veterans. Support these organizations like this. They're very important. They're doing God's work. They're being the hands and feet of Jesus. They really are. And you want to help us out too, keep this show on the air. There's all kinds of ways in the show notes below through Gibson Go, and also locals.com. You can become a monthly subscriber, buy some merchandise at our website. Like this t-shirt right here, God Family Country, or one of these fantastic 15-ounce big old mugs right here. We'd love to have you be a part of the family. Be a no-talker. Go silent. Be a no-talker. At do-not-talk.com. Kirk Tashawn, Forefront Aerial Productions, our producer. Thank you, buddy. May God bless you and keep you. May God bless America, but most importantly, may America bless God.